What's the podcast called again for people at home?
You keep calling it Ain't Nothing But A Podcast, but it's actually just simply Nothing But A Podcast.
Nothing But A
Podcast.
Okay.
Not a peanut.
How did you... The Nothing But A Peanut slogan. Phrase. How did you create that phrase?
Oh, that was so long ago. What I can remember is I was in the gym just working out, kind of bored. I was saying, I think I was saying lightweight. And I just got bored with that, so I just thought I was trying to think something different. I don't really know where it came from. It's something I just blurted out one day, I think.
Yeah. Which phrase did you use the most? Lightweight or Nothing But A Peanut?
Lightweight.
Yeah.
Now, this podcast is brought to you by Ronnie's own supplement brand, RCSS, Ronnie Coleman Signature Series. Ronnie, why don't you tell us a little bit how that company started? Because I've got a bit of history myself with RCSS. Can you tell us a little bit about the beginnings of your supplement brand?
Well, I've been trying to start one for a while. I've been with so many different companies when I first started, and finally came to fruition when BSN got bought out, the last company that I was with, and my contract was coming to an end. And instead of me renewing, because I've been trying to start my own like a year before they got bought out, I just decided not to renew, and I was going to finally do it. And so I just did it,
Yeah. So
me and a bunch of mine that worked at BSN, we did kind of like did together.
Yeah. So that would have been around because I was there. I was actually there. I was actually reporting for Muscular Development in Madrid. And you launched in September 2011. So how did you and Brendan come? How did you come to meet, and when did you decide to do it?
Like I said, I've been trying to do it for the last year or so while I was with the BSN. But like I said, I was under contract, so wasn't nothing I could do while I was under.
Yeah.
So it finally came an opportunity where, my contract was going to be up, and I could either renew with them or start my own. So I said, since I've been trying to start my own for the last year or two, and, this is the perfect opportunity for me to either do it now or never.
Yeah.
Just decided I was going to do it now because, like I said, I was coming to the end of my contract with them, and I didn't want to start with the new owners of BSN at the time, so I decided I was going to just go ahead and walk away from it and start my own.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, it was now or never.
I remember because you only started with 2 products, didn't you? It was just the Resurrect PM and the Maya Blitz.
Yeah. I didn't have a lot of investors back then, so
yeah,
we just started as small and as cheap as we possibly could.
Yeah, it was
that was the easy way to go right there.
Yeah, because it was just yourself and Brendan that were actually the investors that kind of started it literally from scratch, wasn't it, Ronnie?
Yep, exactly. Started from scratch.
Yeah.
You went to college. You did accounting, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did that help you with this? Did you use those tools in this, or?
Not really.
No.
Accounting is something totally different from what you do in the company.
Okay.
Totally different.
So
no, I didn't really use none of that.
Oh.
That accounting is almost based on like a formula for solving problems.
Okay.
Like mathematical problems, stocks and bonds and that kind of stuff. It's starting a company is different from we're doing stocks and bonds and all that kind of stuff.
So tell us about how you joined the police force.
When I graduated, I didn't really have a job, so I came to Texas. I looked for work in accounting, but everywhere you look, they always want you to have experience. And I ain't no way I'm going to get experience if somebody hire me.
Yeah.
And I probably went on about 100 interviews.
Wow.
I mean, after being told no for so many times, it's like, okay, this ain't meant to be.
Yeah.
So we're trying a new career. And so I used to always get the classified job openings in it. And there was always job openings in the police department with no experience needed.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, okay.
No experience needed.
Yeah, no experience needed. It was always in bold letters too.
So how long do you train to be a police officer?
About a year.
Oh, about a year of training, police
year.
training. So was that
About a year of training before they let you go on your own, or hit the streets or whatever.
Yeah.
I love
it. A lot of law, it's a lot of law stuff you have to learn first.
Yeah.
I can confirm Ronnie Coleman is the most freakiest looking police officer of all time. Huh?
What's that?
How was your reaction from people in the streets when you walked around in your police uniform looking how you looked?
Well, most of the time, people were always like involved with what they were doing. And they didn't really notice me until they kind of like stopped what they were doing. But when they did, they were pretty shocked. To say the least, they were pretty shocked. What you probably would expect most people to say.
Yeah.
Right, some crazy comments.
Or unless they break the law, and then they've got Ronnie coming at them with some handcuffs.
Well, that happened a lot. A whole lot.
Yeah.
What was the craziest thing that happened while you were a police officer? Were you involved?
It was this one night. I used to always hate working overtime, so I would always time the time that I got off. So I would always because I was still, doing bodybuilding. I was always getting ready for a show or something. So I always had to do cardio when I got off from work. So I'd always try to time it so where I didn't have to work overtime and I could get home and do my cardio.
Yeah.
So I worked 3 to 11 shift the whole, 15 so years I was there. So by the time 10:30 came around, in order for me not to work overtime, I would volunteer myself on something that was going to take me 10 minutes or 15 minutes and then drive into the station and get there about 11. Well, this one particular night, there was a shots fired call. And normally when shots fired, people are just shooting in the air.
Oh.
So I'm like, okay, I can do that in 10 minutes. Because by the time you get there, they've already shot the gun and they walked inside the house or they driven away or whatever. There's nothing, never there when you get there, at least out of the 10 years or so that I worked there at the time, nothing was never there except for this time, the shots fired call turned into a double murder.
Oh no.
Yeah, so needless to say, I had to work overtime that night and I didn't get up.
Oh no, that's tough.
Till like 2 in the morning, something like that. And so I had to go home and do cardio at 2 in the morning and get bed real late that day. Real late.
Did they catch the people that did it? Did you catch the guys or?
Yeah. The guy that did it, he had walked down. He just walked away. He just shot the people in the head and walked down the street. And the guy that called in the shots fired call said he was a white guy. He was fat and he walked that way.
Whoa.
There was a fat white guy walking that way.
Oh,
and sure enough, one of the guys picked him up.
Yeah. So what year was that?
That was I want to say 99, 97, 98, 99, somewhere in there.
Yeah. I remember asking you once, you were in my car, Ronnie. This was 4 years ago in 2015. And I said, and I asked you about being in the police force. And I said, do you miss it? And you replied, yes, I do. I miss it every day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What did you enjoy about it? What was it? Was it the routine? Was it the,
yeah.
What was about it that you liked?
Every day was different.
Every day.
It was different every single day. It was never, ever the same. Every day it was something different.
Yeah.
Like, one day you start out, it might be an accident. The next day you start out, it might be a murder that you're working. The next day, it'll probably be like a fight or something.
Yeah.
So it was always something different.
Yeah.
It was no 2 days were never the same.
Do you think, because you won the first, was it your first 2 Olympias or 3 Olympias still serving as a policeman? Do you feel like it helped your routine and it helped your structure as a bodybuilder?
Oh yeah. It made it real easy.
Real easy. Because some people, a lot of bodybuilders, they might not want the job. They think a job interferes with their bodybuilding routine. So you're saying it's actually the opposite. You think it actually made it easier.
Yeah, it made it a lot easier. It gave me something else to do besides bodybuilding.
Yeah, take your mind off dieting or whatever.
I didn't really take my mind off it. But
how do you have time to prepare your food?
Yeah. My mom cooked all my food, girlfriend or whatever, but it was easy. All you had to do was just warm it up and ready to eat.
Okay.
It was always chicken, steak, turkey, fish or something like that. It was always pre-cooked, and I just put it in the refrigerator. And when it's time to eat, just warm it up.
Yeah.
Eat it. Only took 5 minutes to eat and 2 minutes to warm up.
Yeah. Can you remember how many meals you used to eat back in those days of real food?
Six.
6 meals.
6. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Did you ever go above 6?
Never.
Yeah,
you know why? In order for me to get 6 in, I had to get up in the middle of the night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I would sleep for like 3 hours, wake up, eat, go back to sleep and sleep for another 3 hours, and wake up and do cardio.
Yeah. So when did you?
I always had to work and stuff, so
Yeah. So what made you retire from the police force? Was it just because you were getting busier as Mr. Olympia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what made me retire, and it comes to a point where I'm taking off from work all the time, and the guys at work can't take off because I'm always gone, and they can't go because it's all about manpower.
Yeah.
When you work a job, somebody has to be there to work it.
Yeah.
And if you're gone, then the other guys can't take off. So it becomes an issue, becomes a problem.
Were they okay with you taking time off to sort of do Grand Prix tours and Olympias and other pro shows? Did you have to book time in a lot of advance?
That was always vacation time. We got 5 weeks every year.
Oh, that's not...
You got 5 weeks of vacation. When you work police department, you get 5 weeks of vacation every year. So for the most part, I would just use my vacation time to do shows.
Yeah.
I never went on vacation, nothing like that. I just took the time to do shows. I use my vacation time to do shows.
I suppose you can't call in sick, can you, really? Because they'll say...
You know what? I never called in sick.
Really?
Maybe once or twice a year.
Yeah.
I didn't want them to think I was like, this health nut. So I just called in sick just for the hell of it.
So never, if you had like a really hard leg session and you just couldn't get out of bed the next day, you just thought, I'm going to still go to work.
I never had none of those days.
Oh, really? Oh, that's good to hear. But
when I called in sick, it was because I just wanted to take a day off.
Yeah.
I want to go in.
I've seen you in your DVDs. You listen to a lot of rap back in the day. I listen to a lot of rap. Sometimes rap lyrics are negative towards police. How did that make you feel as a black policeman listening to hip hop saying F the police, and things like that? How does that make you feel? Because I always wondered that.
Yeah, it didn't bother me a bit. It's just like going to a movie and watching all the violence there. It ain't real, for the most part. And that's pretty much how I listen to all the lyrics and stuff. It just talk. It's not nothing real.
Okay.
So let's go back and talk about the early training days, and obviously those early Metroflex days. Was Metroflex the first gym you ever went to?
What was that now?
Sorry, was Metroflex the first gym you ever went to, or did you, was that the first place you ever started training?
No. See, when I first came to Texas, I trained at some other gyms because I lived in Dallas, I lived in Irving, and Arlington. So when I was in Dallas, I trained at some gyms in Dallas. When I was in Irving, I trained at some gyms in Irving. And when I came to Arlington, which is where I'm at now, and been here for the last 30-some years, I started training at Metroflex.
Yeah.
It was the first gym here because before that, I worked out at the station.
Yeah.
Police station.
Oh, the police station.
Yeah.
So
they actually got a weight room in just about every station now.
Oh, wow.
There are about 5, maybe 6 police stations in the city here. Because the city is so big, there's a gym in every station.
Yeah.
So I was at the one that I worked out at. I worked out. So after work, I would train at the gym that was at the station. But it was small, of course. Real.
Did you start? Sorry, Ronnie. Did you start as a weight trainer or as a powerlifter?
Powerlifter.
Oh, started as a powerlifter.
13, 14, somewhere in there. And I was on the team, and we would travel all over the state where I lived and did powerlifting shows back then.
Yeah.
And I never stopped training, after that because I always trained for football. I played high school. And then once I got to college, I played for college for 4 years. So I was always training when I was in college. Of course, I didn't do powerlifting shows then because I didn't have time.
What position? Sorry.
I played middle linebacker in college.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you want to go to the NFL, or did you have any dreams about this, or?
Yeah, I did. I talked to some scouts before the season was over with and was looking to get drafted, but I ended up getting hurt, so I didn't play I played like half the season.
Okay.
After the season was over with, I didn't hear any. I heard from the scouts before the season. And after the season, I didn't hear from them anymore. But I did have an agent. Well, I had somebody that wanted to be an agent that wanted me to go out there and just try out. And I told him I didn't want to go through all of that because that's a real hard process. I mean, you have to go through a lot when you go out there and try out.
Yeah.
A lot of work. And I knew how much work it was going to be. And since I, had my degree, I decided to just rely on that instead of going out trying out.
You think you could have made it?
No, I don't think I could have.
Oh, okay.
Why?
If I thought I made it, I think I would have went out there.
Why?
I had some injuries back in the day that, even back then I had real bad back injuries.
Okay.
And I had some bad neck injuries also.
You had back injuries already back then?
Yeah, already back then I was in real bad pain.
Oh.
I went to chiropractor like every day of the week just about.
Oh, really?
Oh, you already back then?
I hurt my back initially in high school.
How?
Powerlifting.
Oh, powerlifting.
I was doing a squat, and it was like 500 some pounds, and I was going up, and kind of twerked my back on the way up. And it was in a lot of pain, but I didn't do anything for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I went on to college, was playing football, and I hit somebody wrong one day, and it was the worst pain ever. I didn't herniate a disc, but I kind of felt like I did. So I went and had a bunch of X-rays, nothing. They never saw anything. So went to see a chiropractor. He started doing all these adjustments, and it started working. The only thing about it was I had to keep going to him, keep the pain away. So I never quit going. I never quit going.
So was that spinal or was that discs or muscular?
It's kind of hard to say because they never saw anything. So I'm going to have to say it probably was more like a disc problem than anything.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I didn't really, as long as they were like manipulating everything, I was okay.
Yeah. I remember speaking to it was Benedict Magnusson. He was one of the world's strongest powerlifters and one of the best deadlifters in the world. And he said he's had a back as a disc problem from a very early age. And he said actually by training and thickening up the muscle, and actually training constantly, he said it actually helps. It actually helps, keeps it in place, keeps things to keep the muscle strong. That actually helps him. Actually doesn't hinder him.
Oh. I guess that's one good way of looking at it.
Did you watch strongmen back in the day when you were young, or did you watch bodybuilding those days?
I didn't even know what that was back in them days.
Oh,
we didn't have a lot of sports back where I'm from. We just had powerlifting and football, baseball, basketball. That was it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So that's all we had at the high school I was at.
So you were a powerlifter up to about 1989, 1990. When did you meet Brian Dobson, and when was that conversation of when he said, Ronnie, I think you've got the genetics for bodybuilding? Tell us about that meeting and about that initial conversation, please.
I was on the streets one day, and one of the guys saw me and they said, where you working out at? I said, I work out at the station. He's like, oh, I ain't got no weights over there for you, because I was pretty muscular back then. I had 22-inch arms.
What?
So
How big?
Sorry, say that again, please.
Huh?
Yeah, I had 22-inch arms back then.
Are you sure? 22-inch. They were. You measured them.
Somebody measured them in college.
Wow. What's your, just before you go, what's the biggest arms? What's the biggest you ever had measured?
20. I don't know. I can't remember if it was 24, I think.
24 inches.
That's my waist.
That's my quad.
Oh. Okay, back then. You had 22-inch arms. Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I already had 22-inch arms back then before I even, stepped into Metroflex. So the guy said,
that's crazy. Sorry, you've just blown our mind a bit there, Ronnie. Sorry.
Yeah, I got the gym I can take you to. So he took me to Metroflex, and Brian was the owner back then. Even then, that was 1989.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Brian, like, man, you pretty big, I'm like, yeah, I've been working out a long time. He's like, you compete? Bodybuilding? I'm like, no, never. never ever want to.
Really?
Yeah. Because, we didn't have bodybuilding where I grew up. We just had, like I said, powerlifting and, football
and basketball. Yeah.
Bodybuilding, nobody did that, where I'm from. Even in college, nobody did it. Louisiana's a small town. We only had about 15,000 people, so
yeah,
everything was limited. Yeah, so once I told Brian I didn't want to bodybuild, he didn't really leave it alone. So the next day I came and he's like, man, you really need to give this some thought. Like, you could probably be, world champion or Mr. Olympia. I didn't know what all that was back in them days. Never heard of bodybuilding.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, man, it's all right. I work in the police department. I'm happy doing that. And I heard them guys have to die and take drugs and all this, and I just hired on police department. And at the time, my favorite food was like hamburger and pizza. I just worked for Domino's right before I got to the police department.
Uh-huh.
At delivery driver.
I remember you saying, I was in your documentary, and you were saying about how you wanted that job because it get free pizza and free hamburgers after your training to fuel your training.
Get this: you were ripped 22-inch arms on pizzas and hamburgers without doing any extra supplementation.
I was what 23, 24, so.
That's
insane.
Yeah, that's epic. Yeah.
That's
you got good metabolism at that age. So I was pretty ripped.
Eating hamburgers, Ronnie.
22-inch ripped on that. Wow. Yeah.
So about 3 or 4 days passed, and every day I would come in there, Brian would always ask me if I was sure about being a bodybuilder. And I was like, yeah, I'm sure. I don't want to do it. And I think about the 6th day or something like that, he's like, I tell you what, he said, because I guess he was determined to get me to get on stage. He said, I tell you what, I'll give you a free membership to the gym if you compete in a show coming up in a couple of months. I'm like, well, shoot. Free? I mean, you should have probably led with that. But at the time, I was always struggling and didn't have a lot of money, so I was always looking for, a little discount just about anywhere I could get it. Because I just hired on with the police department, and I was always behind on bills and never getting caught up. And so anything that I didn't have to pay, I didn't want to pay.
Yeah.
Anything just about for something free. Like when I worked with Domino's, we used to trade, pizza for burgers, chicken, tacos, whatever.
Yeah.
It's all free,
Yeah.
So anytime somebody said something to me about something free, I was in. But when Brian said free membership to the gym, if I just competed, I like, yeah. You probably should have laid with that for like the first or second day, and I would have probably had to go through all of this. But I am my first show like it was a couple months later, like you said. See, that was December, I think. The show was in April. Yeah, it was April.
So Ronnie, you built you had a bodybuilder's physique, but you built it as a powerlifter on pizza and burgers. But that you didn't. How did you change your style of training that much?
Yeah. I changed it a lot.
How? In what ways?
Well, as powerlifter, all we did was like 3 reps here, 4 reps there, 6 reps there. And that was it.
Yeah.
We never did anything over 6, 7 reps, It was always bench, squat, deadlift. Every now and then you would probably, do like some stuff for tricep push down or something to help with the bench press or something. Nothing major, it had a lot of repetitions in it.
Yeah. So you added extra movements and a lot more reps.
Yeah, so when I started doing the bodybuilding thing, it was like everything was like 10 reps and higher.
Yeah.
So I wasn't used to that, but I got used to it real quick, It wasn't a hard transition because, I was used to training. It was just doing a few more reps and a little bit lighter weight.
How was it going from eating hamburgers and pizza to bodybuilding food? It's very different. How did you manage that?
Yeah.
Was that hard for you, or because for some people that's very hard?
Yeah, that's very hard.
Yeah. How was the first prep you did? How was that for you? Was it hard? The food, because training is not as hard. The food is sometimes.
Yeah, that was very hard. I struggled.
Really?
But I did pretty good, I think. I won the first few shows I entered, and didn't have any problem winning or nothing like that. And as far as the diet goes, I didn't never cheat or nothing. I still stuck to the diet pretty good. And it worked real good for me. Of course, as we know, because like I said, I won the first few shows I entered.
So who helped you with your diet, Ronnie? Was that Brian?
Matter of fact,
Did Brian help with your diet as well as your training?
Brian helped with everything because I didn't know anything about bodybuilding. So Brian helped me with training. He helped me with diet. helped me with posing, everything.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything, so Brian helped me with everything. Everything you needed to know about bodybuilding, Brian taught me.
So we can thank Brian for a lot.
Thank you, Brian.
We can thank you, Brian, for discovering.
Thank you.
Just one question, speaking about diets. Which supplements do you use now in your diet? Today, of your line. Do you use any of your products?
Yeah, I use about all of them.
Which is your favorite one right now? In your
I use Buddy just about every day.
The what? Sorry, the way.
The Yeah Buddy. No, the which one?
Buddy.
The Yeah Buddy.
Oh, hang on.
And the protein, King Whey. Because I take protein every single day.
Yeah.
Ronnie gave me some of this. Was it when it first came out 2-3 years ago? It's got the tea cream in it. It's an absolutely fantastic product. I always like the original Maya Blitz, but when you brought this one out, you really stepped it up with this one. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah.